Good morning. Down here at Mammoth Lakes, just beneath Selden Pass. As you can see, it's just a little before sunrise. Not a lot. This reminds me of Ray Lakes, except Ray Lakes is smaller, more groups, more islands. But as you can see, a lot of similarities. Beautiful waters, beautiful reflections. You know, I was almost going to just walk by here and not record it. And then I remembered why I came out here. I came out here to see these beautiful places. Yeah, I am trying to make some miles today, which is something I'm usually not trying to do. But today, with either making it to BVR or making it up to Mammoth. Mammoth is 3 days away, but depending on what I do at BVR. But just walking by here this morning, I said, you know what? I just need to stop, take a minute, and capture some of this. Because who knows when I'll be back here again, you know? It's hard to get here. The lake is beautiful. I had a great camping spot above it. I'm really glad I stopped up there, halfway between the lake and Selden Pass. No water, but it was a great place to stop, got a good night's sleep. As I walked down towards the lake, got to where the camps are marked on the maps, and there was at least 6 other campsites right there, so I know it would not have been one of those quiet, peaceful nights for everybody else sleeping around me, because I make lots of noise with my Thermarest pad that I use, the Meadow Air. I really love the pad, it's very comfortable, but it is noisy. Anyway, there's a couple of minutes of Mammoth Lake, and I'm going to go move on down the trail. Looking out at all this mountainous terrain and beautiful pine trees, and it's hard for me to believe. This morning I was at the start of that valley over there. It's about 1 o'clock, and yeah, I've been walking pretty hard, but it seems like it's so far off in the distance right now. But that's where I was. This just keeps going down and down and down. Whew. Tough trail. I'm glad I'm going down versus up. Some days are dirtier than others.
This clearly was one of these days. I'm used to getting up, you know, a little above my gaiters, but this is the first time I've had it all the way up to my knees. Wow. Yep. A dirty day. Very dusty on the trail. This is when, after you've been climbing for an hour, you look out and go, oh heck, that's not the pass I was going through. Apparently the pass I'm going through is like, well, yeah, way up there somewhere. Good morning. I'm making this climb up to Silver Pass. It's 4 miles from where I camped to the top. And it's not that much tougher than any other pass I've been on, but it's kind of weird. First mile, knocked it out pretty fast. Got to the point where I figured, okay, I must be about to the second mile. I stopped, checked. I'd only gone 2/10 of a mile. I thought I'd gone at least another mile. It's gotten steep, it's tough, it's like climbing stairs. In fact, I'll show you the kind of stairs. But wow, I really slowed down as far as making distance. Hopefully I'm making elevation. I got a long way to go. Here, let me show you the stairs. Yep, pretty typical for this section. Climbing a lot of them. Maybe this is a better shot of the stairs. It's about a, I don't know, 100, 200 foot section of trail. And we'll go up about, well, 4 flights, 5 flights. So, hey, it's just like walking up a building. No big deal, just keep going. And do it for 150 stories. From here, that's not to count the 50 stories I already did to get here. So, now we can tell that wasn't a pass at all, just another valley. Notice the very fancy landscaping with the beautiful border work along the trail, followed by the wonderful meadows on the side of it, rocks in it to support it. It's amazing, simply amazing to see such level of detail provided by the people that landscape this trail. Must be a phenomenal company. You need to find out who they are. Well, folks, here we are. This would be Silver Pass. Silver Pass is the last of the big Sierra passes. That's not to say there aren't more that are pretty good, like, you know, some being well over 10,000 feet. But this one's getting up there close to 11,000. And I gotta tell you, this morning, I thought this would be a relatively easy hike. Because after all, it's only 4 miles I had to go. This has been the longest, hardest 4 miles and the slowest time I've had of any of the sections coming up here. And one of the interesting things to me is that this pass, the trail doesn't start going down right away. Before you get to leave, you got to go over here and climb up for another 4/10 of a mile and another 160 feet up. You know, about another 16 flights of stairs. I gotta tell you, been a pretty good hike. This one, I think it might be that I'm like 6 days in since the last time I was out on town. I've eaten up all of the extra fat in my body, and I just don't have the energy that I normally have. You know, I've been tracking normal days, been doing 6,000 to 8,000 calories of burns and probably eating 3,000 to 4,000 calories. I think today I'm just beat. But hey, another long day tomorrow. Actually, not that long, but I'll get up to Red's Meadows and then into Bishop, take a couple days off, hang out with Bill and Mariana, do a zero, get resupplied, and ready to head on north. Okay, Okay, well now this is the real summit above Silver Pass. We're going to see what we see as we cross over. We'll share it together. Both of us seeing it for the first time. Wow. There's a whole lot of Sierras out there. Wow. There's a big lake down there. Forgive me if I'm not paying attention to the screen much. I'm trying to make sure I don't fall over these rocks. Well, like I said, past Silver Pass and check it out. I don't know where I'm headed to, but I know I've got about 20 miles to go to get to Red's Meadow. It's 20 miles that direction. But this is pretty spectacular. Look, more lakes over here. So there's going to be less and less water over here on the far side. You know, a couple lakes, but not a whole lot. Pretty spectacular. Welcome to the High Sierras, folks. Again, that's been the hardest 4 miles of my entire trip. I think it took me basically 5 hours to do 4 miles. But as you can see, we are now in a very beautiful place with a wonderful view. And I have been using the umbrella. It's not too hot compared to what normal people used to, but it sure was nice to have it along once again. All right, well, I can see my trail down there, and down there, and down there. Oh my gosh. I gotta make some tracks. Fair winds. Given this lake and the cliffs on the sides of it, you can see why from Silver Pass they weren't inclined to just come straight down with the trail. Still, could have done it. Just a lot more dynamite, sledgehammers, rocks. Yeah, clouds are building fast. Hopefully I can be somewhere where it's safe before the rain starts, if it starts at all. It looks like this is the location where the bulldozers quit pushing all that rock. And yeah, right there, I'd say they stopped right there.
I went past a young couple about an hour and a half ago, and I asked, how they're doing, like always, and she responded, she was tired. I kind of get that. Of course, it was around 9:30 in the morning. I understand being tired, but that's a little early for being tired, but okay. And asked, well, where are you coming from? It's at a place, I think it might be like Crater Creek or something. It's about 2 or 3 miles this side of Red's Meadow. I'm headed to Red Meadows now. I've got about, a little less than 6 miles left to go. But I figured, I did the math. They'd come about 4 miles, and most of it uphill, but pretty smooth uphill. This tread's been really good. And so besides tired, I so you're coming south, you could help me out here. How's the trail ahead? And she goes, boring. And I'm thinking, boring. I should let you guys be the judge as to whether it's boring. So, without further ado, this is the trail I'm currently walking. Yeah, I admit, this trail does not have peaks that you come to or passes that you go over, spots where there's huge, momentous views to take into account. It doesn't have those fantastic views. What it's got is forests. And so you may take a look at this trail tread. Oh my gosh, this has been the easiest walking trail tread I've had on the whole trip for the longest period. Just, real nice tread. Here we go. Little stream crossing, complicated here, folks. Watch me forge a raging Sierra Nevada river. Anyway, there are views out there and meadows and trees. And honestly, this section here, these are little trees. Most of what I've been walking in has been big forest, big trees. These kind of trees up here, but much larger, spread out. The kind where I think it was John Muir. Could be wrong on that. But when he's talking about the redwoods, how you can take a horse and ride the horse at full gallop, full speed through without having a branch touch it all. Which, if you've ever been back east and seen the eastern forests, that'd be a really hard thing to do. And they say impossible thing to do. So, yeah, more forest, trees spread out and stuff. So, chipmunks, birds. Oh, another chipmunk. Yeah, still haven't seen any bear. Must be that umbrella I'm carrying. But I'm thinking boring wasn't the right term. I think it's a state of mind. If you want to enjoy it, it's fantastic. You'll enjoy it. If you don't, you won't. Of course, in her case, it might be more at play here, because I made the mention that I was headed to Red's Meadow, and her comment was, well, at least there's a meal waiting for me if I get to Red's Meadow. I'm thinking they've been maybe one day out, had one night. I think backpacking is not her thing. I feel bad for the guy, although I'm sure it's his fault. I'm sure he probably talked her into it. So, hey, if I were them right now, I'd be going, you know what? Not my thing. Could be your thing maybe if you lightened your pack. So let's go back, enjoy what we've done, and take a look at see what we can't do to make the trip an easier trip. Anyway, your thoughts? Boring? Yeah. Okay, so you're not looking out at Yosemite Valley here. However, she keeps going another mile or two. She'll have vistas. She'll have views. And this trail in this section, just a nice place to relax. And as you can see, not too steep, great trail tread, trees, meadows, streams. Hey, that's sometimes what you see when you're in the woods. Okay, now here's some of what I meant about walking through big trees and how I don't think this trail is all that boring, even though most of the time you don't get the vistas. Okay, there are some vistas here to be had though. But we just go tripping down through the trees. This Scott's a little unusual. They've had obviously some pine beetles have taken out some of the big trees. But you can see these are not exactly insignificant little pine trees. And there's miles of this. That's plenty of a monologue for today. I have to say that the Sierras up to this point have been very rewarding, but I also think I might be getting to that point of being saturated and satiated. You know, I've seen some phenomenal things. It's been beautiful. Here, just let me turn you around. You know, I'm walking along, seeing things like this day in, day out. But like I say, I think I might be getting saturated because I know I'm not appreciating it as much as I would if it'd been a while since I'd seen it. It kind of reminds me of a lesson Tom taught me on sailing. When I'd asked him, when was the time to quit sailing? Tom had cruised for 7 years with his wife, LaVon, by the time they stopped. And he gave me some great advice that I keep in mind frequently, not only about sailing, but everything else I do, including like this right now. And he says, you know, you're gonna know. You'll know when it's time to stop. And the reason you know is because when you first started out, you'd see stuff and you'd go, wow! And truly, a lot of the things I've seen so far hiking the PCT are, wow! It's amazing. He says, but there comes a point where you see something, you just go, wow. And I have a fear that I'm getting to that point where a lot of these things that are amazing, the big trees and beautiful waterfalls, the mountain peaks, they're all starting to be kind of wow instead of wow. So I tell you what, I'm gonna have a hard decision to make here in Mammoth about whether I keep going or whether I take a break for a while. It's kind of a good spot to do it because there's about 70 miles to finish off section H, about 70 miles for section I, about 70 miles for section J, would then put me at South Lake Tahoe. So I could, you know, jump another 70 miles and make this decision all over again. We'll see what a day of rest and a zero in Mammoth brings. Because it's quite likely, I know, once I get a break and I start looking at the photos of where I've been, I start getting pretty motivated again. And that's what, you know, that's a good thing. And the question is, do I want to be motivated now? Or do I want to come back next year? Another thing I want to check when I get to Mammoth, a lot of places in front of me that I want to see, there may be places I can drive to. Not that I would rather drive than backpack, but if I drive, that means I could probably bring Rose along with me. I know she'd enjoy it. So, if I have to walk 70 miles to go see something I could drive to, yeah, I got to think about that. Let me show you, instead of just looking at the trail and me. So you can see we're getting a bit of cloud cover today. We haven't had that lately. Had just a little bit yesterday, not very much. And today it started a whole lot earlier. So there might be some weather coming, maybe. They're lining up where they weren't lining up before. Again though, things to think about when I get to Mammoth. One, I'm here. So, good time to just reprovision and keep going. I have the permit, everything's in place. But also, you know, if I'm just gonna start walking by stuff and go, isn't that a beautiful, beautiful tree? Isn't that a beautiful valley? Isn't that a beautiful hill? Versus going, wow, look at this stuff out here. It's amazing. It's so pretty. The forest, the clouds, the valleys, the rivers, the waterfalls. Yeah, if I'm just gonna go, well then, maybe it's time to get off trail for a while. All right, listen, I'm sure I'll let you know what I decide. So in case this is the end of this section, well, guys, I've so enjoyed bringing you along with me. I hope you enjoyed this. I look forward to the next time we get out here and do something. When's that gonna be? You'll have to wait and find out. Because you know as well as I do right at the moment. Fair winds. It's such a strange feeling to be
walking through this forest. You can tell it would have been very dark in here before the fire. I saw a whole bunch of birds scattering. I was wondering why, and then hopefully you can see some of it. Saw this guy just riding on the winds, headed our direction. Kind of explained why the little birds didn't want to be where he was looking.